So we're going to be talking about the monarch butterfly, which some people have called an iconic insect. The numbers we've been getting lately have not been good. That is the equivalent of about a billion plus individual monarchs. So we went from that down to this. This is about maybe 40 million. Where did they live as larvae? And it turns out most of them came from this area up to here, and where a lot of soybeans are planted. So it's likely that agricultural things can have some influence on monarch butterflies. First time this came up as an issue had to do with BT corn. Feeding monarch larvae milkweed leaves with BT corn pollen, and they didn't do very well. So the specter was raised of BT corn pollen being damaging to monarch. We started a project to look at this whole BT corn issue. What we did find was that BT corn really has a very negligible effect on the monarch population. So BT corn is not harming monarch butterflies. What we found, if you look at the eggs per milkweed stem, there are actually more monarch larvae per milkweed stem or monarch eggs per milkweed stem in the corn and soybean fields than out in roadsides and other areas. Monarchs were using the milkweeds in agricultural fields much more heavily than they were milkweeds elsewhere, because we realized that maybe 80% or more of the monarch population that was going off down to Mexico had actually come from agricultural fields. Is that when conventional herbicides were used, the leaves would turn brown and the leaves would fall off, but new leaves would sprout back. It was a very different story for the Roundup Ready crops. By 18 days later, basically most of the milkweeds are in fact dead. No resprouting when you have glyphosate. I mean, today about 85% of corn is Roundup Ready, about 93% of soybeans. Milkweeds were disappearing from agricultural fields. So whereas before they were very common there, they've basically disappeared. Almost 99%. If we look at potential loss of monarch production because of all those milkweeds lost in the fields, about 81%. And so what you see then is something that corresponds, not surprisingly, to what we saw in terms of number of milkweeds. Number of milkweeds are going down, and monarch production is going down too. So here's monarch production in the Midwest. There's a very good correlation between these two. Maybe an 81% decline in Midwest monarch production, and there's been a 72% decline over that period. The reduction in milkweeds is really driving the reduction in the size of the population. We're looking at something that's sort of cause and effect.